Hi creatives, I am Dimma and you're welcome to Genjes Couture, and on today's tutorial I'll be sharing with you how I made this shirt collar that you can see on the screen. So let's get right into it. Now this is the dress we'll be attaching the collar to, and you can see the neckline is a basic neckline and there is zipper behind. Now the first thing to do is just to measure around the neck. Measure and measure round the neck accurately. When I measured, I got 20 for mine, and that is what I'll be using to make the collar. Now you can see the zipper at the back. That is because the front buttons ended at the waist, so with that zipper you can wear comfortably in case you want to make the dress that looks like this. So having measured that and I got 20, I placed my paper on fold just as you can see, and I will go ahead and mark the height of my collar. Now I used 1/4 for the height of the collar stand. Okay, you should use 1.5. It's because of the quantity of my fabric, which is small, that made me to really like manage the height of the collar. But please, 1.5 is fine. But what I used is 1/4. Okay, so now I have measured on fold 10, and that is where I wrote that small vertical line. I'll go ahead and cut out this box. On fold is 10. When you open it up, it's 20, which is round the neckline. Now, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to mark the middle of this 10 inches. Now, this is 20 when you open it up, and that's the middle part. I will just go ahead and fold it like this, which makes it 10. Then I'll mark 5. Okay, and then I am going to draw a vertical line like this and go ahead and put my notch. Now that is what I did here. I added my notch, and also at the middle I added the notch there. Now the next thing to do is just to get my fabric and go ahead and start the pattern alteration. Now when I place it like this, I'm trying to find the best position for this because I'm managing my fabric. This fabric is double, okay, is double. If you look well, you will see it. So I'm going to be pinching 1/4 inch. This part I'm pinching 1/4 is the upper part of the collar. Okay, that will be carrying the second part of the collar, while the base, the 1/4 inch did not get to the base. The base will be the part that will be attached to the cloth. Now the 1/4 inch did not get to it. I took this 1/4 inch like a dart. Okay, I've used this method for one of the tutu neck sewing tutorials I've done before on this channel. If you've seen it, you will understand even better what I am doing. It will not be new to you. Okay, so that is just what I did, and I had to go ahead and cut with 1/2 inch on that base like that, and I had to pin it down so that it will be easier for me to like manage this fabric. So the next thing is to just to go ahead and cut the upper part just as you can see me do, and I will also go ahead and curve the edges like this. So when I curve the edges like this, I will just go ahead and follow that curve to trim this part of the neckline. I will do the same for the second side, just like this. And that is it. So what I have here is two patterns of the collar stand. That is what I have here. Now the next thing to do is go ahead and do the second part of the collar, okay, which is what completes the basic shirt collar. So right now this fabric is double as well, and I will go ahead and keep this one, the collar stand, on fold and notch the middle just as you can see me do, and I'll go ahead and place this one on fold as well, just like this. So when I cut it out, this one will also be double of this. So I'll place the collar stand on it like this. I know that the color of the fabric will not really let you know, see very well what I'm doing, but watch closely and you'll understand. I had to trace that base of the collar as you saw, and I had to mark that point. Now what I measured from the edge is 1 inch and marked that point vertically. Okay, I just measured 1 inch from the start of that collar stand and marked this point, and also marked it at the base and connected it just like this. Okay, now this is how it will be placed and joined when it is time to do that. Now I measured this and it's 3 inches. I took the same 3 inches all over the length of this collar, then I'll go ahead and cut it out like this. So I'll also cut the base with 1/2 inch seam allowance and also trim here. Now you can see that here is straight. Okay, the next thing I am going to do is to curve it to have the normal slant edge of a collar. Okay, that is what I did now. I had to go in by 1/2 inch at that base and then slant it upwards. So this is what I have right now, and I will go ahead and apply interfacing to this. Now what I'm marking is just the back part of the fabric so that I don't get confused while applying the interfacing to it. This fabric is actually confusing the front and the back side, so if you don't watch closely you may mix it up. So that is why I took that extra step to like mark it. So these are the interfacing I'll be using: hairstay and cloth gum. So I used cloth gum on this one, and I used hairstay on this other one. I also did the same for the second part of the collar. Okay, hairstay on one and cloth gum on the other. So I'll go ahead and stitch the bigger part of the collar just as I pointed, and this will be joining next. So right now I've stitched it and I'm trimming off 1/4 inch from that 1/2 inch seam allowance, okay, just to make the neck to relax more. So that is what I did here. I just had to trim it 1/4 inch like this and edge that point. So having done that, I'll turn it inside out, just as you can see. I'll turn it inside out like this and push it out. Please, while pushing it out, be careful not to pucker or to spoil your fabric. So I'll stitch this close and iron. So this is what I had after stitching it close and ironing it. Of course, you can see that part is not really enough, but then it will enter the seam. It's part of the seam allowance, so it will be inside. You won't even notice when I'm done with the collar, but I had to leave it like that so that it doesn't alter the pattern. So right now this is what I have, and I will go ahead and ensure I pin it to the middle. Just as you can see, this is how you're going to arrange your collar and pin all through. Okay, so I had to go ahead and pin. This way you will just be very sure of what you're doing. I had to get some more pins and ensure that I pinned everything down appropriately so that stitching would just be easy and fast and smooth as well, accurate. So that is what I just did here, and I will go ahead and stitch as I just pointed. Okay, so let me go ahead and stitch it, and this is what I have. So I had to trim extra here just to make it to relax more as usual. Okay, so yeah, after doing that, I will go ahead. You can see how I folded that part before I stitched. Okay, so that is to make the stitching easier when I'll be attaching it to the cloth. So I'll turn it inside out like this, and everything will come out like this, and I'll go ahead and iron it up. I'm going to iron it. You can pinch this inside and iron down if you feel like. If you can still manage it without doing that, go ahead and do you. Okay, so right now this is what I have, and I will go ahead and bring the cloth. I'll start from the center back to like pin it down at the center back there, and then stitch it towards the front and do the same for the other side. And this is what I have after stitching one side, and this is the side I folded in. So now you can go back to your ironing bay and just iron it down, but then I know I could manage it, so I had to pinch it down and stitch down as I sew. Now after that, I'll iron it definitely. So this is what I had after every of that, and you can see what we have. The collar is looking really nice, but there's something I noticed. This black part that is coming out, the lining part that is coming out from the inside, I didn't really consider it when I was, cutting this and all of that. So please, if you want to cut yours, you will go ahead and make that center front lining to be the fabric of choice. Now that I've already stitched it down, I'll just go ahead and use my lace to cover up that side, because I can't have that black lining coming out. So I'll trim the lace I used to cover the fabric on this upper side. I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and I'll fix my buttons and all of that, and then show you what I have. But if you're cutting yours, please use that lining center front, this part. Use the fabric of choice, that is this fabric or any contrast you want to use, or the lace. Use it and cover that part. So that is what I'm going to do now. I'll just do everything hand stitched and tack it down neatly and iron it down, and you won't notice. Please don't make that mistake. I didn't consider it because I lined it. Has it been is unlined, it would not really matter. Okay, so right here, this is what I did. I have covered this inner part with the lace, as you can see, and it's looking really nice. I ironed it down and also attached the buttons as it should be. So I'll go ahead and button up all of that and then put it on the mannequin for you to see. If you've not subscribed, guys, till this point, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe. Comment in the comment section, let me know what you think about the tutorial, and also like this video if you enjoyed it or learned something from it. So you can see what I have. If you want to wear, you just open up your zipper and wear easily, because the collar is passing through the center back. I hope you understand. So right here is the dress on the dress form, and you can see how nice the collar is looking. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.